Today is day 21. I think the numbers are actually getting quite hard to remember. Today I'm good, I'm organised, I'm doing what I want to do today. This routine that I'm having where as soon as I wake up, I create something. I've only been doing since June, 4 months, but now I'm starting to get quite comfortable. I just wanted to really explain my actual routine. I think it's very, very important. There's a few things that I say people do on a day-to-day basis. Relax, is work, sleep, eat, exercise, right? So I'd say there's 5 things that people do. I'm going to rank them in kind of from least important to most important based on some logic and kind of why I do it. So the least important to me is relaxing. I know that sounds stupid because I do really think that you need to relax to get your mind back. Someone like me, I'm always trying to be productive. I'm trying to get as far as it can go. You're only alive like once, right? And by the time you get to 50 or 70 or something, then you can relax. Then that's when your brain, I guess, starts slowing down. You can't be as active and as energetic. Do all these things, your memory is getting a bit worse. So whilst I'm young, I want to do as much as I can before I relax. I can relax when I'm older, in my opinion. There are days when I go out and I have fun. What I mean when I say relaxing is you're just not doing anything productive. You're having a break. So it can be going out partying. It can be going to clubs, going to pubs, playing games, watching TV, whatever. You're not doing anything productive. It doesn't help you creatively. It might technically, because you're having a break, you're not getting anything done. That's what I mean. Then I think number 4, you can't really have. I know that relaxing is important, but it can definitely be kind of left alone. I don't think you should burn out. You've got to know the difference between relaxing to prepare yourself and just relaxing because you can. So I think eating, sleeping, exercising and working are all just as important, and they do need to work together. They need to harmonize to be efficient. So you need to sleep enough to make sure your brain actually works. You need to exercise so then everything's flowing properly. Everything's got a knock-on effect. If you're exercising, it's making your brain work more. If you tie that in with sleeping, which also makes your brain work more, then you're just going to be at the top of your game. And then if you tie that in with eating proper food, you get all the nutrition you need. It's all going to come together to make your work as great as possible and as disciplined as possible. And I think if you tie that in with a strict routine, I think you can definitely get places. Due to the last couple of days where I haven't been doing this strictly, I've kind of fallen back a bit. I'm now waking up at around 10 o'clock. I think it's too late. I usually have these smoothies at the start of the day to give me a bunch of energy. Around about 12 o'clock, have like a late breakfast, early lunch. I have just a big meal basically. What I like to do is I sleep for 7 or 8 hours. I wake up at 8 or 9. I have a bunch of fruit and veg, and then I sit down on my computer and I work for 3 or 4 hours, right? I make music, I edit photos. I'm trying to get my portfolio as big as possible so I can send it off to clients and stuff. I'm trying to work on my psychology book. I'm trying to push out albums, music videos, visualizers, graphic design. I've got all of this stuff that I have to do to make sure that in 5 or 10 years I've got an actual job. I can move somewhere I want and I can live how I want to live. Because at the moment, this life isn't what I want, which is why I'm doing everything I can right now. I don't think it can just change overnight. You can put in changes for yourself overnight, but I think it needs to be a continuous cycle for at least a year, right? I think at least a year, then you'll get used to it, and then you'll start leveling up. I'd say the first year is just going to be pretty stagnant, but once you start putting all these things into effect every day, constantly, and you get used to your mindset, it just becomes second nature. I've only been doing it for about 4 months, like I said, since June, and I'm still struggling with it. So I still haven't even got to the place where I'm comfortable yet. I'm trying to do it every day, but it is hard, especially when things are changing. You've got people that you want to meet up with, you've got things you want to do, you want to go see family, you want to enjoy yourself, but it's so hard because juggling, obviously you want to have fun, but then by having fun you kind of feel like you're wasting time, because time is definitely the most valuable thing, which is why relaxing I do not think is a great use of time. Obviously it's fun to relax, and it's really hard to say that relaxing isn't a good thing because it feels so good, and it does actually kind of help a little bit. I think the whole top 5, it goes number 5 relaxing, and then all the other 4 just all kind of have to go together. There is no number 1, 2, 3, 4. It is just 5 and then everything else. Above all of that, you just have to know that it's worth it. It is gonna happen. If you're putting in the work, you have to do it properly. You have to really, really want it, because you know that in 5 or 10 years, then it will pay off, It will start to pay off. You'll start to be able to work in a thing that you want to do. You'll start to be able to use your spare time efficiently in something that you enjoy, rather than having a 9-to-5 job is always there as a backup, but having a 9-to-5 job does not allow you to do what you want to do. You're always constantly slaving away in this system that is kind of created by you. If you really want out of the system and you want to work for yourself, you want to create a business, you want to be creative, you have all these aspirations that you want to do, I think the first step is to get those 5 things down. I'm gonna repeat it again: eat, sleep, work, exercise, relax. But just know that time is valuable, and the more time you spend relaxing, the less time you're going to have for all your other things. And if you relax for too long, then you get less sleep. Have less sleep, then that's going to have a knock-on effect. And if you relax too much and you eat bad food, that's going to have a knock-on effect, and so on. Everything has a knock-on effect. I think the younger you are, if you're in your mid-20s, this is the time to go. This is the time you really want to spend all your time doing as much as you can to set yourself up for the future, because when you're 30 or 35 or 40, you're going to thank yourself so much. You actually set yourself up for that time. You put the stepping stones in the right place. Instead of just having fun and relaxing all the time, you're going to look back on your 20s and be like, oh, that was a fun time, I relaxed, but now what? Now I'm 30 and 35, and now I have to start doing all these things that I could have done 10 years ago. When you're 35, 40, they might be a lot harder to do that stuff. You might not be as energetic. You might not have all these ideas. Your brain might not be working as quickly to, set yourself up for the future. And you've got to think that starting today, it's not just going to happen. You've got to think about 5-10 years down the line. Like, that's what you're doing it for now, the future. And I think thinking about the future isn't, it's not great for your brain. It makes you think that what you're doing now is pointless. But you've got to think that in the future, what you've done now is why you are where you are in the future. It might be a bit complicated. I'm trying to figure it out at the same time. I'm really trying to figure it out, and it is really hard to put into words, because every day I've got a different idea of why it is what it is, why positivity matters, but does it actually matter, and is relaxing good or bad? Like, should you be able to do what you want, but then does it matter in the long run? There's so many things to think about, but at the moment today, I'm feeling like you just have to push yourself as hard as you can right now, because now you've got the time, now you've got the energy, and you've got this free will where you can say, like, look, I need to do this now. Who knows, in 10 years you might have children, you might have a wife, you might have like so much other stuff going around you that you can't sit down and do these 5 things properly because you've got too much going on. Right now there's only 5 things. How do you know in 10 years you don't have 10 things that you need to look after? You need to think about taking your kids to school, making them food, waking up early, getting all the stuff ready, getting car payment, going to a 9-to-5 job. You might not have the spare time that you have now. So use the spare time now, because it is so valuable, and the fact that it is spare means that you're lucky to have spare time. And I think you'll thank yourself for sure. You'll thank yourself later that you did this when you were younger. And I'm not saying not to have any fun. I think going to the gym is fun. I think working is fun. The things that I enjoy doing, I love being active. So the fact that those are things that are necessary, but I actually enjoy them, I think is great. So I'm using those things, and I'm taking advantage of the fact that I am young, and the things that I need to do, I do slightly enjoy right now. So then in the future, I still enjoy doing what I need to do, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's it. Day 21, 3 weeks in. I've missed a couple days, but it is what it is. Can't do everything perfect. And I'm not just saying that to cope with myself. Like, there's no point thinking about it and giving up, because I only just started. I just want to keep going every single day. I want to keep doing something every single day. I need to get back into my routine, exercising, eating, sleeping, and working. Those are the 4 important ones. Relaxing, 5th. If you feel burnt out, if you've done all the other 4 and you still feel burnt out, then maybe it's time to take a break, Take a little break. Not too long of a break where you fall out of the routine. But yeah, that's it. Peace.